In the offensive line and the defensive line, there really wasn't any movement. There was like they all kind of stood up, and Trent thinking, you know, please somebody help me to get out of this mess. And he makes a little turn and he gets himself in the end zone.
Looked like everybody leaned to the left at the end.
He's got Brian Waters, his left guard from Kansas City there, just to clear, sort of create a little bit of a path for him.
Shane Graham for the tie. And it's 17 all. Got a timeout on the field. 12:47 to go in the Pro Bowl from Hawaii.
أصداء الكرة المصرية برنامج أسبوعي جديد عن الدوري المصري يستعرض أهداف، نتائج، موقف الفرق وأخبار الأسبوع المنصرم ويلقي الضوء على ما يحمله الأسبوع القادم من منافسات وتوقعات. برنامج أصداء الكرة المصرية كل اثنين على الرياضية.
خلال فبراير على سوبر موفيز سيذوب الجليد وتتوهج نار الحب.
I love you too. Lovely.
جون رونو يحمي وتيرة الأحداث في The Corsican File. نيكول كيدمان ترفع درجات الحرارة في Birthday Girl. خواكين فينيكس وكلير دينز يفران من عالم بارد.
Things aren't what they seem.
It's all about love. أنطونيو بانديراس يصارع الرعب في The 13th Warrior.
The 13th warrior is you. Just a reporter.
أما مايكل كين فيصاب بالحمى في The Quiet American.
It's not that easy to remain uninvolved.
كل هذه الأفلام وأكثر يومياً في 9 مساء بتوقيت الرياض. طوال فبراير فقط على سوبر موفيز.
Tied at 17 here at the Pro Bowl. 12 minutes and 47 seconds to go in the ball game. The first touchdown, Peyton Manning, as he has so often, gets this one to Chris Chambers. Michael Vick comes back to Algie Crumpler, his big tight end. Trent Green picked off by Derek Brooks. And then Trent Green gets a little bit of revenge on his own with a quarterback keeper and a touchdown for the AFC. It has certainly cleared up here. We started the game with a shower. It's 80 degrees, but the wind chill's about 79.
Okay. Yeah, that's really bothering me.
Yeah. Paul was due one for today anyway.
Beautiful Hawaii.
Glad you got your shower today, Paulo.
Thank you so much.
Corin Robinson waits on the kick, takes it with a running start at the 7. Chad Johnson dances with him out of bounds at the 38. The results have been tabulated. It's time to see what play you, the fans, have chosen for the NFC to run. Let's go to Susie with Mike McCoy, the quarterback coach of the Carolina Panthers.
Well, the fans chose play number 2, sprint 438, Ted pass. What should we look for?
We're going to fake the stretch play to the front side. Hopefully we'll draw all the defenders to the stretch, and we'll have the tight end, Algie Crumpler, fall down and hopefully come out the back door. And hopefully no one will be back there.
So it's a little bit of a gadget.
A little bit of a gadget, yeah. Let's see. Hopefully it'll work.
All right, here we go.
It's always a dangerous precedent to let the fans start calling plays.
Well, part of the problem is you're hoping that the defense flows, and these guys sort of stand on the backside. They're not interested in running anywhere. So,
and Algie's to the right of the offense.
Down the lower part of your screen here. Now fall down, Al.
Keep an eye on 83. Down he goes.
Down. Okay, there he goes.
Whoop, back up.
Whoa, we got a winner.
Wilson was out there, couldn't make the tackle. Then Merriman hit him and knocked the ball out of bounds, but they'll maintain possession. So it worked. Go back to Susie.
Mike is still calling his next play as we wait for analysis. Well, what did you think?
It was okay. The Mike linebacker stayed there with Algie when he came across, and then unfortunately fumbled. So, but it was okay. Usually we run it a little tighter down in the red area to where it's an all or nothing play where hopefully you get a touchdown.
That's why you guys pick them and the fans don't.
Hey, that's okay. Hey, fans can do what they want.
Thanks.
Torrey Holt can't hold on to it as Delta O'Neal makes contact as soon as the ball got there.
You know, I'll tell you what, these guys are, I mean, just labeling each other. Chad Johnson was out playing corner on that last play.
He took over for Champ.
Yeah.
He gave Champ a little break.
But Delta O'Neal, I'm telling you, this guy is playing as hard as anybody on this field. All right.
Look at Chad. That's a Deion stance. He's been studying Deion Sanders tapes.
Fitzgerald, that was a great move by Fitzgerald. That stand up, stop, and walk around.
Max Strong gets to midfield as Hasselbeck comes back in a quarterback.
Made a terrific throw to Torrey Holt on the last play, even though it was incomplete.
I was looking at some of these linebackers, and you know, during the week, the guy that was down by the pool, Sean Merriman. Wow. Sean Merriman is 6'4", 272 pounds, and I hit him on the back, and I had to go to the doctor and have my hand taped. It's like concrete.
Tiki Barber takes it outside, gang tackle at the 46-yard line. The scary thing about Merriman, you see how big he is and realize he's a linebacker, and then you see him run. Merriman was named the 2005 NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year. Today becomes only the 4th youngest player ever to play in the Pro Bowl, 21 years old this year. He had 10 sacks this season. The first rookie outside linebacker to be voted into the Pro Bowl since Derek Thomas in 1989.
He was the youngest player in the league this year.
Yep.
Too.
And he can fly.
And he got a late start. Coming out of the University of Maryland as a rookie, down to the 43-yard line goes that running play.
Well, they got the clock moving now.
We've seen a lot more runs after the quarterbacks, I think, grew tired of throwing interceptions into the wind and with slick footballs.
Well, you know, the funny part about it is some of the players really don't like to run. And it's not saying that they're afraid to run. They just don't like to run because there aren't that many running plays, and the defense knows it.
Yeah, when you get to this time of the game, there isn't a whole lot of places to go.
Bob Sanders comes up and puts a lick on Barber. Boy, they love Sanders in Indianapolis. I mean, as Tony Dungy has retooled the defense over the last 2 or 3 years, Sanders is the kind of guy you need who can be there for the next 10 years.
I spent a long time talking to Peyton this week about the Indianapolis Colts and the direction they've gone in. And I mean, this was the year where all the stars were aligned.
Yeah.
Home field, they got to a great start. Everybody was healthy, and they didn't get it done. I think it's, you know, what's the answer in Indianapolis? I think that's been the question that people are asking.
Barber again picked up and dropped by Champ Bailey, and Tiki Barber is very slow to get up, and they're going to blow the whistle and get him some help. Well, Champ Bailey just picked him up and banged him down.
Champ makes the good tackle. He's got him in the air. Well, you know,
I didn't think he hit his head. I mean, I think he just whacked himself on the side of the head.
We'll check on his condition when we come back.
المركز الرياضي برنامج يحجز لكم تذكرة شبه يومية إلى المحافل الدولية. بوابة للحوار حول الأحداث والقضايا الرياضية. خدمة إخبارية متميزة تضعكم دائما في الصفوف الأمامية. المركز الرياضي يبث من الاثنين إلى الجمعة مباشرة على الرياضية.
سيداتي سادتي، نقدم لكم في فبراير على سوبر كوميدي. من السينما إلى التلفزيون يتحول الفيلم الشهير إلى برنامج جديد. اخطوا معنا إلى باربر شوب وكونوا على الموعد مع حلقات جديدة من ساينفيلد بالإضافة إلى What I Like About You. وماذا أيضاً؟ المزيد من حلقات برامجكم المفضلة والكثير غير ذلك. مرحباً بكم إذن في هذا العرض خلال فبراير فقط على سوبر كوميدي.
Jen is looking for the right guy.
When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore.
And she has to choose from dozens.
When the world seems to shine like
Will she finally meet her true love? It's season 3 of The Bachelorette. Monday at 9 p.m. Riyadh time, only on America Plus.
the bell.
Acres planted in the heart of Oahu. The Dole plantation ships out more than 3,500 fresh pineapples daily. Don't forget, it's St. Valentine's Day.
That's right. The only place
send Mom a pineapple. Well, no, the St. Valentine's Day was the massacre, wasn't it?
I just didn't want to say anything, Mike, but
best place to see one of those pineapples, sticking into Mai Tai.
Well, you need a big glass, put the whole thing in there. Ooh, Bubba. Warwick Dunn on the carry.
Our youngest Patrick was due on Valentine's Day, wound up coming a day late. So Patrick, a little happy birthday to you, son. What are you getting Janet for Valentine's Day, Mike?
I can't say. It's being delivered tomorrow.
As we speak.
NFC driving in a tie ball game. Hasselback on a roll and throws to Torrey Holt. He wasn't out of bounds, and Delta O'Neal held him. And I think they were both thinking, well, what do we do now?
Okay, one of us has to fall. The thing about Torrey Holt, and everybody's talked about it this week, is his ability to run routes. He's so fast, he comes out so smooth, and very seldom do you ever see him do that and really let the ball get to his chest. He always catches the ball in his hands.
That was hilarious. They weren't out of bounds, and they're looking at each other like, well, which one of us is going to step out of bounds and end this thing?
Push me, please, push me.
Thank you. Corin Robinson is checked in as an extra wide receiver. He's number 18.
Larry Fitzgerald down the lower part of the screen.
Hasselback under pressure. Stroud got him. Boy, Matt's lucky he wasn't hurt on that because he had both legs doubled under him.
He did get hurt. He hurt his ankle.
And he comes up gimpy.
Yeah, he did get hurt, and Stroud just was making a tackle. Man, is he lucky. When you see Stroud, just grab him. Number 99 is Stroud. Now watch the legs. Oh, they were bent underneath him. Oh.
He could have pulled all sorts of stuff on that one.
Marcus certainly doesn't want to hurt him. I think that's the one thing that, guys, you want to get through this football game in one piece.
2nd and 11.
Oops.
They'll whistle this one dead as the pass was going to go to Torrey Holt.
Ball start on the left guard. 5 yards. It's still 2nd down.
Yesterday it was the best hands competition with players timed on running different patterns with time penalties added if the catch wasn't made. And Torrey Holt edged out Steve Smith to claim bragging rights as the best hands in the NFL. And this guy, 90+ catches in each of the last 4 years. He's the only one in the NFL to do it, and the first ever with 6 straight years of over 1,300 yards. He is a marvel. Throwing for Holt again. This one's tipped up in the air and incomplete as a pack of defenders was waiting back there, headed by Delta O'Neal. Put him in exclusive company. 86.3 a game. That's better than anybody in NFL history. Look at the guys he's above. Randy Moss, Marvin Harrison, and the legend Jerry Rice.
The thing, too, is in St. Louis, with Scott Linehan taking over as the coach, he runs a similar system to what Mike Martz ran. So I would expect that Torrey Holt's numbers could remain pretty much where they are. I wouldn't see a drop-off in that area.
Hasselback to Warwick Dunn. And Warwick Dunn dives to the 4. It's going to be shy of a 1st down.
4th down, and a good yard.
Go for it.
What? About all right, 4th down and 2 yards.
I would. It's the
Go
Pro
for
Bowl.
it. Go for it. Come on.
Well, you know what?
What are they going to do? Fire you?
Everybody.
You're looking at the difference between 20 grand now, boys. I mean, you go up ahead, and their defense has been playing pretty well. They're going to kick the ball.
Foxy said no.
Go for it.
A little bit further.
Kick the ball.
All right. You would
Bidwell will come on to try from 22. He's already hit one from 32. Or Rackers, excuse me. Six and a half minutes to go in the ballgame. And the NFC has taken the lead by 3, much to the displeasure of the fans here. They wanted to see him go for 6.
Desire. Intensity. Emotion. Drama. Passion. The French League, now airing every Saturday on Al Riyadiyah.
Some they might go for the laugh, others to get scared to death. There are those who are ready for action, and those who need a little distraction. And you can find all the fun, all the thrills, all the excitement at the same time in the same place this February on TV Max. Exorcist, The Beginning, the new chapter of the greatest horror saga of all times exclusively for you.
You sure this is gonna work? Just trust me.
White Chicks with TV super comedians, the Wayans brothers. Man of the House with Oscar winner Tommy Lee Jones. Electra with new sex symbol Jennifer Garner.
Can you slow down, please?
Taxi, a breathtaking ride through the crazy streets of New York City.
Hurry, I can't hear you.
Could you ever ask for more? Then stay with us. It's February on TV Max, your home movie theater.
Rock and roll, dude.
Peter Manfredo Jr. returns to his hometown for the first time since his appearance last year on the Contender to take on 5th-ranked and former world champion Scott the Sandman Pemberton in the super middleweight fight. The Contender special, East Coast Pride, live tomorrow night, 9 Eastern on ESPN2. Isn't that pretty?
Well, I used to do that with 2 boards.
They call that water skiing.
Oh.
You know,
6:29 to go in this ball game. NFC has taken a 3-point lead on the AFC. Jerome Mathis, the deep man. 4 yards deep. He'll bring it out anyway. Breaks a couple of tackles. 30. Yard return. The results have been added up. Time to reveal what play you've chosen on the line for the AFC to run. Let's go to Michelle with Mike Heimerdinger, the assistant head coach of the Broncos.
Yeah, brand new to the Broncos, or back with the Broncos. The play the fans chose. Toss 18, halfback pass. What are we going to see?
We're going to pitch it to LT, and then he's going to throw it downfield, and we'll see how smart the fans are, because this would not probably be the time we'd call this one, but we'd like to be a little bit tighter for this, but which is what we put it in for, but we'll see how it works.
We'll get back to you after the play. Thanks.
The fans overruling the coaching staff at this point.
If the fans call all the plays, we'd see about 40 of these a game.
Steve McNair is in for the AFC at the quarterback spot now.
Who's he throwing it to? Chambers?
No, well, it could be a tight end. LT has thrown 3 touchdown passes this year.
McNair fumbles the snap from center, and it looks like the NFC has it. Can't blame the fans for that one. Go back to Michelle.
Didn't work very
Oh,
good.
Coach, what happened?
Nothing works good if you don't get the snap. We didn't get the snap, so you have no chance if you don't get the snap.
All right, thanks for spending some time, Coach. Not the way it wanted to go, and I'll tell you guys that right before that happened, Peyton Manning said, why are we running this? We want to win the damn game.
Well, fans really got jobbed on that one. They didn't even get the snap.
There's only one sport. There's only one league. There's only one place to get all these emotions. The NBA now airing every Saturday on Orbit ESPN.
الرومانسية لا تحكى بل تعاش كاملة على سينما 2 كل يوم ثلاثاء في الأوقات التالية.
لمن تدين بالولاء؟
Hi.
لنفسك؟
Hi. Bye.
لأصدقائك؟
Phil, the bass player. Bowie's friend, Phil, who set us up.
You do this crap, it makes me want to stab you.
I don't know any Phils.
لمهرج يحتضر؟
Just a dying clown.
Dying clown? I'm doing polka dots. You got anything?
أم لمخاوفك؟
I really feel that I want you to stay alive so we can get to know each other better. She better be awesome.
I just hope he's not weird.
Do you think this is weird?
كن كوميتد.
Insane.
كل خميس في 8:30 مساء بتوقيت الرياض فقط على سوبر كوميدي.
Welcome back, NFC, leading the AFC 2017. Chris Mortensen's going to help us out with the latest NFL news. What do you hear about where Terrell Owens is going to wind up?
Well, it's interesting. It's a fairly lukewarm market right now. For instance, there was a report that Terrell Owens visited the Miami Dolphins this week, but I talked to Nick Saban, their coach, yesterday. He said absolutely not. So the only confirmed visit we have is with the Denver Broncos. And even then, Broncos owner Pat Bowen told Terrell Owens, look, you don't have to prove yourself to me or Mike Shanahan, our coach. You have to prove yourself to Jake Plummer, to Al Wilson, to Rod Smith, to John Lynch, our players. And talking to those players this week, it's measured. And even then, it's still an if.
There are so many huge name running backs. How is that going to affect the whole pool?
Well, it is, there is some progress on the labor front, which means a lot in terms of this topic. But Edgerrin James is going to be a free agent. The Colts are not going to negotiate with him seriously. He is going to be able to test the market, but it affects a Sean Alexander. Because Sean Alexander, if he does not agree to a deal with the Seahawks, I think if he tests the market, he'll find out the Seahawks really do have the best offer. But it's a competitive market because you're talking about Jamal Lewis possibly being available, or Fred Taylor possibly being cut by the Jaguars, or an Amal Green with the Packers. So it's not going to be a lucrative market for these running backs because, as we've learned in the past year or two, they like young running backs no matter what your pedigree is.
And you spent quite a bit of time with Brett Favre. What's your feeling on what his decision is going to be?
I really believe he's going to retire. And it was things he said off camera. He always said a lot of things on, but off camera he said there were times during the season when he would actually look at his watch and say, when is the game going to start so I can get it over with? The other thing is he does not want to wake up after the third game of the season in 2006 and say, why did I do this? And the other thing that he pointed out was his family has been split the last couple of years because his daughter, Brittany, is going to graduate from high school this coming year. He does not want to have a split family this year. He wants to be there for her senior year in high school. He can change his mind. I think he's retiring.
As always, thanks.
All right, Suze.
Guys, what do you think?
Susie, Chris, thanks very much. It would, I hope Brett Favre makes the right decision for Brett Favre. Whatever would make him happy would delight me. But it's going to break my heart if he doesn't come back, because I love to see him play.
Yeah, but I think the timing is right. You've got a coaching change in Green Bay. Mike McCarthy takes over. Even though he's familiar with the similar system, you drafted Aaron Rodgers to come in and play quarterback for you. Brett doesn't have to prove anything to anyone. Of
course not.
He's proven he's one of the greatest that's ever put on a uniform, and I would like to see him bow out at this point, spend time with his family. The senior year for his daughter is vitally important in her life, and that's the kind of decision I think he could make.
There are so few people in any professional sport that just bring joy to everyone's face when they walk out on the field. Brett Favre's one of them.
I'll give you an opinion after the commercial.
Oh, I can't wait.
You always keep us waiting like that.
Well, you talk too long.
It's played with fewer athletes, but no less intensity. It's rugby at its roughest, where game does not come easy. Catch the top national teams from all over the world as they clash in the Los Angeles Rugby Sevens, Monday at the following times on Orbit ESPN.
واكب ركب الأناقة الإيطالية والعالمية. من رواق الأمراء بنابولي، أكبر دور أزياء المناسبات والزفاف. موضعين جاليريا ضمن برنامج أناقة الجمعة في الأوقات التالية على قناة اليوم.
سيداتي سادتي، نقدم لكم في فبراير على سوبر كوميدي. من السينما إلى التلفزيون يتحول الفيلم الشهير إلى برنامج جديد. اخطوا معنا إلى باربر شوب وكونوا على الموعد مع حلقات جديدة من ساينفيلد، بالإضافة إلى What I Like About You. وماذا أيضاً؟ المزيد من حلقات برامجكم المفضلة والكثير غير ذلك. مرحبا بكم إذن في هذا العرض خلال فبراير فقط على سوبر كوميدي.
McNair will be the quarterback on what could be the last drive for the AFC, their last good chance to score points here. Last few years he has been troubled by injuries, had really as far as numbers had a down year this year with quarterback rating of only 82.4, right in the middle of the pack. Larry Johnson is his tailback, and Johnson hit by Sean Rogers, who's had an outstanding Pro Bowl game.
Now, Brett Favre, my turn. I think he plays. And the reason, you know, you talk his daughter's going to be a senior, but at the end of the season, he's got the whole second half for senior year. Brett Favre, when he wakes up in the morning and says, like he told us in a meeting, what do I do? What am I going to do? I'm going to play. This is the kind of guy. He's too young to quit. He has too, and Joe, it has nothing to do with him proving anything. He doesn't, as you said, he doesn't have to prove anything. He's just a great player, and great players play as long as they can play. And he's one of those guys that can play, and he'll know when he's going to walk away. They had a bad football team last year. They had a ton of injuries. He had no place to throw the ball. They had no one to run the ball. And it's going to change for him this year. And I just don't see him, you know, he's not there to try to prove something. I just don't see him walking away from it.
Physically, I don't think anybody says he still can't play.
Right.
Physically, he's still got that enormous arm.
But you still have to go through a coaching change. You have to go through a new offense. And at the stage of his career, for one more year, why would he do it? I think the timing is right. Sure, I'd love to see him play, but I think the timing is right for him to walk away from the game.
McNair fumbled the snap from center, and the NFC has it. Seen that problem all day.
Steve McNair only got here late Wednesday, so he had very little opportunity to get snaps from Jeff Harding and Jeff Hastings.
And this ball is up in his head again. you're absolutely right. If you're not working with somebody, you've got to be, the quarterback and center have to be so familiar with each other.
Let's check in with Michelle. What do you have?
Well, I'm with Trent Green, who watched that play and said, oh, no, 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 no. Yeah. What's been going on out there? It's tough for McNair. He came in late.
Well, you know what it is? I think anytime you have a rhythm and you're used to a certain center, I know there's going to be problems. And I think that's where Peyton had an advantage with Jeff Saturday here. And also with Steve showing up late in the week, you don't get as many snaps and get that rhythm down. So, you know, I know it's frustrating for everybody, but centers and quarterbacks have a little rhythm thing going. And maybe there's just a little timing right there.
You know what, Trent? I think a lot of people were really impressed with you this season, not only because of the numbers you put up, but your father, Jim Green, passed away at a very young age, 58. You had a stent in your leg all season. Yeah. It was remarkable. How did you keep yourself emotionally and psychologically in the game? Well, you know what? It probably was my toughest year off the field. You're right. There was a number of different things that were going on off the field, and it just really took that much more focus and concentration. The season really flew by for me because of those things. And, you know, just because of all the support of my teammates, the coaches, all of our friends and family that are in the Kansas City area, it's just been a great support system for me. And being able to talk about it quite a bit helped me through it. It was a situation where, because it was a public thing, so many people I was able to share and talk about it. And I think that helped me with the whole grieving process. And now, as we look ahead to next season, a big change in that Dick Vermeil is gone. Herm Edwards comes in. How do you expect that to affect the way the team works? Well, I think everybody's very excited about it. It's a situation where Herman Edwards has been with Coach Vermeil in the past, played under him, knows what he's about. They have similar personalities. Obviously, Coach Edwards has more of a defensive background. We've promoted from within. Mike Solari, our offensive line coach, is now the offensive coordinator. So I think offensive side of the ball, yeah, that's a nice one. Offensive side of the ball, you know, things are going to stay the same. And I think, you know, Coach Edwards has made that clear that he wants to pick up the intensity and pick up things on the defensive side and try not lose any ground on the offensive side. Well, we'll be watching. Wish you the best of luck. Thank you very much.
Well, you talk about a year Trent Green had. The last three, well, not just this year, but the last 3 years, first in attempts, second in completions, first in pass yards.